way you're looking, there is something there to see. Is life a paradise or a prison? Tell me, what do you believe? We can have peace like a river, love from our souls. We can have joy as a beacon, guiding everywhere we go. Just let your heart beat the rhythm, let the anthem we sing be love is free, peace is free, joy is free. Don't you know that joy is free, free?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Jennifer Nordstrom, honored to serve this congregation as your senior minister. Our opening words this morning are the poem Attention by Adrienne Marie Brown. Put your attention on suffering, which is constant and everywhere, and it is all you will see. Joy will come and laughter, but you will find it brief, possibly even a distraction. Put your attention on joy, being connected and feeling whole, and you will find it everywhere. Your heart will still break. You will know grief, but you will find it a reasonable cost for the random abundance of miracles and the soft, wild rhythms of love. Return to love as many times as you can. Will you please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, the insert in your order of service.
Good morning. I am Reverend Kimberly Tomchek Carlson, and I'm honored to serve as your Minister of Religious Education. The story I have for you today is based on a true story. It's called White Flower, and it's by David Lamont. The day was bright and sunny, as most May days tend to be in the hills of Appalachian down in Knoxville, Tennessee. A dozen men put on their suits and quickly took their places, all in white robes whose long pointed hoods hid their faces. Their feet fell down in rhythm as they started their parade. They raised their fists in the air and they bellowed and they brayed. They loved to stir people up. They loved when they were taunted. They didn't mind the anger. In fact, it's exactly what they wanted. As they came around the corner, sure enough, the people roared. But they couldn't quite believe their ears. It seemed to be support. Had Knoxville finally seen the light? Were people coming round? The men thought for a moment that they'd found their kind of town. But then their eyes turned to where the cheering had its source. As one, their shoulders crumpled when they saw this mighty force. The crowd, well, it had painted faces, and they had tacky clothes, and their hair and hats outrageous, and each had a bright red, shiny nose. The clowns, they'd come out in numbers to join the grand parade. They laughed and danced that other clowns had come to town that day. And when the marchers shouted, and the clowns all strained to hear, each one turned intently with a hand cupped to their ear. "White power!" screamed the marchers, and they raised their fists in the air. And the clowns leaned in and listened like they couldn't quite understand. And then one held up a finger as if to help all the others see the point of all this yelling, and they joined right in with glee. "White flower!" the clowns shouted, and they reached inside their clothes and pulled out bags and tore them open, and huge clouds of powder rose, and they poured it on each other, and they threw it in the air, and they got all over their baggy clothes and their multicolored hair. Now, all but just a few were joining in the jokes. You could see the marchers turning red beneath their white cloaks. They wanted to look scary. They wanted to look tough. One rushed right at the clowns in rage and was hauled away in cuffs. But the others, they chanted louder, marching on and around the bend, and the clowns, they marched all along too, of course, supporting their new friends. "White power!" came the marchers' cry, and they were not amused. And the clowns grew still and thoughtful. Well, perhaps they had been confused. They huddled, they consulted, and this bright and silly crowd, they listened quite intently, and one said, "Oh, I've got it now, white flowers." They all screamed in a happy clown, and all the rest joined in, and the air was filled with flowers. And they laughed and they danced. Everyone loves flowers, and white's a pretty sort. I can't think of a better cause for people to support. Green flower stems went flying like small arrows from bad archers. White petals covered everything, including the mad marchers. Then a very tall clown called the marchers to attention. He choked down all his chuckles and said, "Friends, I have to mention that with all this mirth and fun, it's sort of hard to hear, but now I know the cause that these marchers hold so dear. Tight showers!" The clowns blurted. As he hit his head in wonder, he held up a camp shower, and all the others got under. Or at least they tried to get beneath, but strained and couldn't quite. There wasn't enough room for all. They pushed, but it was tight. "White power!" came the mad refrain, quite carefully pronounced. The clowns consulted once again, and then a woman clown announced, "I've got it! I'm embarrassed that it took me so long to see, but what these marchers march for is a cause so dear to me, wife power." She exclaimed, and all the other clowns joined in and shook their heads and laughed how erroneous they'd been. The women clowns were hoisted up on shoulders of the others, and some pulled on wedding dresses, chanting, "Here's to wives and mothers!" The men in white robes were sullen, and they knew they'd been defeated. They yelled a few more times, and then they finally retreated. And when they'd gone, a kind policeman turned to all the clowns and offered them an escort right through the center of town. The day was bright and sunny, as most May days tend to be in the hills of Appalachian down in Knoxville, Tennessee. People joined the new parade, and the crowd stretched out for miles. The clowns passed out more flowers and made everyone smile. And what could be the lesson of that shiny southern day? Can we understand the message that the clowns sought to convey? Seems that when you're fighting hatred, hatred's not the thing to use. So here's to those who march on and their big red floppy shoes. The end.
For those of you who are diligent Order of Service followers, there's not a candle of life today. That was just a holdover from when we welcomed baby Rafa into our congregation. Instead, we're just going to enter a time of contemplation now, so find yourselves wherever you are in your bodies. Maybe you can use your breath to bring your attention within. Or maybe you can feel your sit bones resting in the seat beneath you. Or maybe you can feel the very tip top of your head reaching up into all that is. Let's come into being here and now. Spirit of life and love, Holy One of our being and our becoming, that which is sacred within, among, and beyond us. Come in, Spirit. Come in, love. Come in, life and joy, and bless us with your energy. May we open up to the love and the life and the joy that dances all around us. May we train our attention on wonder and beauty and connection. May each of us find time today to ask the question, what makes my heart dance? May we each ask, what is beautiful? Right here, right now. And pay attention to it. May we cultivate joy today. May it be so.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee. I'm Nancy Spranzy, and I'm very pleased to serve as your worship associate. We are a faith community of many identities. We welcome people of all genders, sexualities, ages, races, ethnicities, histories, and bodies. We welcome your mind, your heart, and your spirit. We welcome all you are carrying with you today and all your heart longs to set down. We welcome all the people watching online as we live stream this service. Hello, online folks. We especially welcome guests today. If you are a guest, we invite you to fill out a welcome card located in the pew rack in front of you and drop it in the offering plates that will come around in a few minutes. After the service, please join us for a social hour across the hall in the Leanhouse Common Room. Some accessibility notes. You can find hearing assist devices and large print hymnals and orders of service at the back of the sanctuary, as well as worship associate bags, activity bags, for children and anyone who wants them. There is a fragrance-free area in the front right pews. If you're watching online, you can enable YouTube's closed captioning on your viewing device. Some announcements. Let's be prepared as we can to protest, not comply, and be disobedient. If you've been protesting for years or have never been to a protest, join us at this muscle strengthening training with our social justice partner church, ZAU MKE, on Sunday, April 13th from 1 to 2:30. Lunch will be served and childcare is available. The Gallery Committee is pleased to announce the opening of a new show by artist Brett Henzig. Brett will join us after the second service and have brief remarks at 12:30. Join us at Laughing Yoga today, Sunday, April 6th, from 12:15 to 1 o'clock in Max Auto Hall. No poses, no mats, no judgment, just ha ha ha. Join us in the common room after the services today to contribute to making origami fish, to participate in Fish for the Future, a powerful and inspiring region-wide project with Sierra Club to unite and energize the movement to shut down the Line 5 oil pipeline. Now we have an exciting introduction video from our new acting assistant minister, Reverend Chris Long. Last Sunday, the co-chairs of our search team introduced Rev Chris to us, and this week we have the pleasure of hearing him introduce himself.
Hey, coming to you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Do I need to say that it's going to be 82 degrees today? I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that. I've been here almost 3 years, and the weather changes have been amazing. My name is Reverend Chris Long. I use he, him, his pronouns, and just a little bit about me, as this is just an introductory video. I use the pronouns he, him, his. Did I say that already? Okay, I'm sorry. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee on April 24th, 1968 to Bang Long Jr. and Shirley Mae Jones Long, both of blessed memory. I'm excited and I wanted to see, as you may have already heard by now, with our senior minister, the Reverend Jennifer Nordstrom, and your incredible search team, we engaged a pretty robust interview process that was both exciting, even through some deep and challenging soul-felt questions. I got some good Milwaukee eats, including Chipotle, and we had some fun. We have decided to move forward together into the position with me being your acting assistant minister, beginning with you all in early August. I have enjoyed visiting Milwaukee on many occasions, and the museums and the art and the festivals. One fun fact that I'd like you to know: I became a Unitarian Universalist in Madison, Wisconsin at the James Reeb Unitarian Church 25 years ago. December 12th will be 26 years. And I come to you with an open heart of nearly 16 years of ordained Unitarian Universalist ministry. Having lived, Louisiana is now my 8th state that I've lived in. Look forward to joining with all of the ministries that are happening at First Church with its long history dating back, 1892, and its deep commitment to communal care, justice making within and outside of the church walls, and look forward to growing together in our commitment to each other, our UU values, and in hope. Just wanted to come on to say hello and look forward to all of us working and living sustainably as we can, especially now through self-care, communal care, and do make space for joy. Again, thank you to Reverend Jennifer and the search team. I look forward to joining Reverends Jennifer Reverend Kimberly Tomchek Carlson, the staff, the children, the youth, and all of you in a few short months. Take good care until then. Bye.
I was also a member of the search team, and I can attest to Rev. Chris's warmth, his spiritual depth, and his relationality. I am really excited about the depth of his experience and the diversity that he will bring to the ministerial team. And I can't wait to welcome him with all of you when he joins our staff on August 1st. Now, I welcome you to share in our first church worship and purpose by inviting you to join me in a unison affirmation of our mission, which is printed in your order of service. We gather to nurture the spirit, engage the mind, and inspire action. Every week, we have an opportunity to practice our values, sharing our resources. Our pledges are at the core of our spiritual practice of generosity. This week, we are directing 50% of our plate to the Holocaust Education Center, which is dedicated to the building of a life-affirming society, which is predicated on the values of tolerance and diversity, dignity, and respect. The offering will now be gratefully received as we sing seated our children's recessional hymn number 100, Peace Like a River. I invite all children, youth, and RE volunteers to sing the first verse of the hymn, and then follow Reverend Kimberly to the Lean House Common Room, and then downstairs for religious education. If your child needs to check in for RE, please accompany them. May the practice of giving bring us joy. The offering will be gratefully received now.
I've got
My first husband, Tom, and I moved into our house on Grant Boulevard in the Sherman Park neighborhood in 1975. We were thrilled to live in an integrated neighborhood with our 2 adopted Black children. The neighborhood was newly integrated with community support from the Sherman Park Community Association, who had helped block a freeway cutting through the neighborhood. We felt we had come home. On the 5 blocks that were Grant Boulevard, there were probably 10 families who had adopted transracially, and additional families that were transracial due to marriage. Our son particularly loved this because he felt our family was normal. The children played outside with their big wheels and bikes and played games of tag. We had block parties and became well acquainted with our neighbors. It was such a good place to raise our children. As the neighborhood continued to integrate and to welcome Black neighbors, we realized many white homeowners were selling their houses and moving to the suburbs. We wanted to live in a multiracial neighborhood and could not understand others' decision to flee. At one point, in talking with our neighbors, we realized there were 11 houses for sale on Grant Boulevard. We decided to organize resistance to the white flight. We put signs in our windows saying, "Not for sale," to notify others we wanted to stay. We planned an open house and party to welcome potential buyers to Grant Boulevard. We talked to the realtors who were showing the available houses and asked them to have open houses on a particular Saturday. We asked our alderperson to block off a couple of blocks of our street for our party. On that Saturday, we assembled on the street and set up tables with cookies and lemonade. We weren't sure who would show up, but we were ready to show our determination to live in an integrated neighborhood. We imagined a future of positive connections with a diverse assortment of neighbors. The children loved having the street blocked off so they could ride their big wheels and bikes in the street. The adults enjoyed gabbing with neighbors. It was a party. We never knew how many of the houses were visited or sold because of our efforts, but we knew our decision to stay in this neighborhood was strengthened. We became better neighbors to one another, building friendships that endured. I lived in that house for 43 years, with Tom and our children, alone after our divorce, with Dick after we met and were married, with 3 of my cousins' children while they went to college, with 2 Urban Ecology Center interns, a couple of young women who needed a home, and with all 4 of our children as young adults. Fortunately, not all at once. I found joy living in the neighborhood, learning and growing from the many opportunities to know people different from me. I am very happy we resisted.
I'd like to invite you to sing along if you feel moved. I'm gonna show you the chorus. It's joy in the world, 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 joy in the world. Wanna try it? Joy in the world, 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 joy in the world. And you could sing the harmony if you want to. Joy, joy in the world. Thanks for singing. I'm going to tell you how this song came to be. In January 2017, my neighbor Susie suggested I write a song
for the DC Women's March, a sing-along for the bus. I said no, I didn't think I could do it, but the idea wouldn't let me go. I grieved that prior year while watching the news, worrying about the kind of world my 5- and 7-year-old daughters would grow up in. Like many others, I didn't want my mood, energy level, and contributions to be influenced by ongoing negative narratives. I wanted to remember what connects all of us in a time where media told us we were irrevocably divided. I reflected on my truth outside of a state of reaction. What's important to me? How do I connect to my deepest self and values? How does the way I start my day affect everything else? At the last minute, I was invited to play a small concert near the march, hosted by Natalia and Ariana Zuckerman, and including artists like Mona Tavakoli, Edie Carey, and Sarah Bareilles. This inspired me to finish the song in time to play it for these women. I turned and looked squarely at my fears, feeling how tender and vulnerable it felt to be raising children at this time. I also reflected on my love of nature and the quiet of mourning. I considered the people who were making a positive impact, like Amma, who gives hugs worldwide. Joy was born out of my desire to reconnect with what I love, to be rooted in the essential goodness and calm that's always there for us, though sometimes it's deep below the waves. I've got nothing against you. I just want to be heard, like every child, woman, and man in this big, beautiful world. I knew boys like you in high school, thought if I ignored, you'd go away. But what I fear grows, what I resist persists. I need joy to be my best. How do I look on you with joy in my heart? Look on you with joy. In my heart, I get up before the sunrise, look at the stars in the night sky, I breathe in and out slowly, let my fears rise up out of me like smoke floating over the sea. I find the joy in my heart early, open my eyes to the birds, the trees, I feel joy. Knew at 4 I'd not retaliate against the bomb it felt to me, 'cause then there'd be no place to be. Oh no, not a gun in every school, digging in the oceans for dirty fuel, backing out of what we agreed to, and I fear the worst with joy in my heart. Joy. So who are you gonna be? How are you gonna see? Some say it's mercy, others give hugs for free. Some try to get us to zero. I see kids in New York from every land who don't know any different. They're laughing and holding hands while parents watch them play with joy. Joy
About a year ago, there were encampments on college campuses all across the United States that were bearing witness to the horrific loss of life in Palestine. There was one here in Milwaukee at UWM, and there were around 140 encampments, walkouts, and protests all across the country. At the encampment at Emory University, the university president called in the Atlanta Police Department and the Georgia State Patrol, who violently broke up that encampment. Students and professors were tear gassed, and they were pepper sprayed, they were even tased. 28 people were arrested there, including an economics professor and, of course, the chair of the philosophy department. The Atlanta Police Department and Georgia State Patrol's violence was perhaps the most extreme reaction in the country to these peaceful student protests. Emory's president used the traditional excuse that the protesters were outside agitators, not Emory students, though eyewitness and video accounts all documented Emory students and professors being attacked and arrested. One of these videos went viral. In it, a protester is being carried off to jail by 3 police officers. The young black woman who's under arrest for nonviolently resisting systems of injustice is singing the gospel song, "This Joy That I Have," while she's being carried away. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The gospel song by Shirley Chisholm was a staple of the civil rights movement. It sings out in defiance of tyranny and oppression, of racism and systems of violence. Joy, feeling it, dropping deep into it, is resistance. In this painful world, to dig deeply into joy, to experience pleasure in our bodies, to celebrate beauty and wonder in the world, even in the midst of very real suffering, to sing, to literally sing in the face of oppression is powerful resistance to forces that want to squash us and control us. A month ago, I was with several queer and trans friends drinking in the sun at a winery when we heard the news that a black trans man from Minnesota, Sam Norquist, had been murdered in New York. We sucked in our breath. We said his name. We said a prayer for him. We held on to one another. There were tears, and we sat in silence for a bit, just breathing. And in that silence, there was a bird singing. And there was still the sun that was shining on our skin, and the wine on the table. There were chips. There were friends, and there was a bird singing in the quiet. I looked at my friends, and I raised a glass of wine, and I said, "To trans joy." And we all raised our glasses, and we nodded, and we chose to keep going. We chose an afternoon of pleasure in defiance of the horror. We decided to be present and live in the moment. We played bags, and some of you will tell me that this game is called cornhole. And you will be wrong. And we spun in circles, and we tossed a ball for a dog, and we walked through the vineyards, and we climbed on an old truck and took an album cover photo. We held on to one another, and to the sun and to the moment and to the beauty, and we sucked in the joy of living. The National Museum of African American History and Culture quotes Cleaver Cruz, who is the founder of the Black Joy Project, who said, quote, "Black joy is not dismissing or creating an alternate Black narrative that ignores the realities of our collective pain. Rather, it is about holding the pain and injustice in tension with the joy that we experience. It's about using that joy as an entry into understanding the oppressive forces we navigate through, as a means to imagine and create a world free of them. Using joy as an entry into understanding the oppressive forces we navigate through, as a means to imagine and create a world without them. Joy helps us understand what oppression does. Oppression squashes our spirits. It leaves us dissociated from our bodies, unable to process or be present to the lives that we're living right now. Joy resists that by helping us live in the beauty and in the love and in the celebration that we can create between us. It also helps us imagine a future that is free from that oppression. The joy of right now, the feeling of elation and connection and hope and love in our bodies, it tells us what the future could be like. It tells us what a world of liberation could feel like. And then that joy fuels our resistance and offers its knowing as a compass for where we want to go together. The museum article expounds further. Black joy is an affirmation and an action that claims control where we can. It's not escapism or a way of avoiding reality. It's an active acknowledgement that your reaction to even the most horrific encounter resides within you and not in someone else. Whew. That one's a tough one, but it is also liberatory. Every feeling that we have, each one of us, joy, pain, hope, horror, every feeling comes from within. Our work is to both be present to the reality of the world while also owning our internal reactions to it and taking responsibility for our feelings. We cannot control what is happening in the world all the time. We can exert our power. We'll talk about that later. But we can control our inner being, what happens inside of us. That's ours. That's our business and our work and our mind. Archbishop Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama wrote a book together. It's called The Book of Joy. In it, they counsel us mere mortals to cultivate joy internally, regardless of the external circumstances. Both of these men have experienced extreme hardship. The Dalai Lama was exiled from his home, and Archbishop Tutu was the target of South African apartheid oppression. And yet, to witness the two of them together is to witness absolute joy in life. When they're together, they giggle. They dance, they chuck each other on the chin and tease each other, and they laugh. In one interview, the interviewer says to them, "So there is this question of how you think about your own death. And in response to that question, both men start giggling. Well, Archbishop Tutu says, he doesn't mind too much because there is the reincarnation. And then they both burst out laughing at this religious death joke. To watch them together is to know that they live inside of the joy of their own spiritual practices. They teach others that spiritual practice is a tool all human beings can use to build an inner temple of joy, despite the pain and oppression and loss that is inherent in the world. We are in a painful moment here in our nation's history. It's frightening and it's cruel. We've seen international students who are lawful residents of the United States be kidnapped by unmarked federal agents without due process, without even any charges. The Tufts student, Rumeysa Ozturk, was apparently kidnapped because she wrote an op-ed in the student newspaper. Several other international students have been similarly abducted. Dear ones, we are fighting fascism right now. But I want us to remember that this is not the first terribly painful moment in our nation's history. Other generations have faced horror, and other nations around the world have faced and fought fascism. Desmond Tutu faced and fought apartheid, and he came out of that laughing. In his battles in South Africa, Archbishop Tutu cultivated inner spiritual strength. He drew on powers stronger than the forces of evil in this world. The battle that we are in now, it requires spiritual tools. Tools of resilience, tools of strength, tools of joy. It requires singing. It requires spiritual practice. It requires cultivating our attention and focusing on moments of wonder and beauty and love and joy. It requires us paying attention and trusting a love that is larger than this or any individual moment, larger than this or any finite circumstance. The spiritual strength within us, the strength of love and relationship between us, and our commitment to the love that is larger than us, larger than all of us or this moment, the love that holds all, that holds Rumeysa Ozturk and Sam Nordquist and Archbishop Tutu and the Dalai Lama and every one of us in this church and Susan Crawford, that holds the thousands, yes, that holds the thousands of people who showed up yesterday with joy and love on the streets. The love that holds our ancestors and our descendants and each of our individual selves that are becoming, that holds unfolding life and the regeneration of lives past, that power, that love that is so much bigger than the finite evil trying to take hold. The power of love, it nurtures us and holds us and drives us forward. In these moments of cruelty and pain and loss, we must remember that that love is so much larger than finite human error. It is so much greater than stupid, small-minded cruelty, and it is more powerful even than the weapons that they hold against us as they carry us away singing. For in the end, what we have, it's each other. We have the joy and the love in our hearts that beat beyond this very moment, the love that carries us on beyond our temporary bodies. We have the faces of our beloveds and the world of mutual thriving that all of our joy and our resistance and our hope is helping to build. We can use this joy as our compass to that liberated future when all of this temporary matter fades, and we can trust that the love that is larger than us will be there waiting. Eventually, in that interview with the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu, after much banter and playful teasing, the Dalai Lama finally answers the question. And he says of Archbishop Tutu, "I really love him because he is always teasing me, and I tease him, and so we become quite something. Something special." Yes, Archbishop Tutu agrees. And also, the Dalai Lama continues, his face, this picture, this very special picture, I think at the time of my death, I will remember you. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Amen.
Amen.
I don't reheat my coffee. I put a brand new pot on when I drop my child at preschool. I might have a sparkly dress on if I wanna drive, if I wanna fly. Who's gonna stop me? No one but me. And what if I don't? I feel celebration going on, celebration, celebration. I feel celebration going on, celebration, celebration. I feel the bottoms of my feet are walking to a pulse on the street on a warming globe. Trees rise to absorb the storm. They reach up to the sky, pining up for you and I. Green waving at the blue, breathing in the CO2. Thank you, and I feel the celebration going on, celebration, celebration. Feel celebration going on, celebration, celebration. Feel celebration going on, celebration, celebration. Feel celebration going on. When I think how lost I felt en route to this perfect moment, all that had to go right and wrong for me to come here and own it, how unlikely we'd meet. Make up after fights that I'd take the 59th Street Bridge to you one night, that you and I'd roll a Crown Vic on black ice. Would be hit by a drunk driver, but somehow survived. Though I flew across the freeway, I didn't have a scratch. My spirit shifted up above my head, and it was because of that that later I knew when I walked through hard times I had a spirit to turn to. Can you feel it? Can you feel it rising up? How my grandpa showed me the ballads of Ireland, my friend Motley, the music of Harlem, how I always preferred, though I didn't know it then, the music of the oppressed or those oppressing. How my mom got me all those piano lessons. Thank you. Can you feel it? Can you feel it rising up? So I could make my music shared in my own voice, how I had to meet the wrong man to make a better choice, how it all had to burn down so I could rebuild my life and have these two daughters who like ice cream and watermelon best, they like red wagon rides and their new blue dresses. They feel it rising up, and maybe humanity won't survive, but I'm gonna make the most of my time, like Paul McCartney said. Maybe you've been waiting your whole life for this moment to arise. Like Thich Nhat Hanh lived peace in Vietnam, he kept rebuilding and rebuilding. He helped Martin Luther King over here as they kept marching and marching. Can you feel it? 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 Can you feel it?
celebration, celebration. Feel the celebration going on, celebration, celebration. I feel the celebration going on. If I wanna drive, if I wanna fly, who's gonna stop me? No one but me. Who's gonna stop me? No one but me. If I wanna drive, if I wanna fly, who's gonna stop me? No one but me. What if I don't?
Dear ones, in times of trouble, may we remember our spiritual tools. May we connect with the love that is larger than any individual moment and tap into the inner temple of joy we have built that is ours. May it be so. Will you rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn? The words are printed in your order of a service, and Alyssa will lead us on mic.
Chime in as soon as you feel ready. Listen as you wish. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Strength, this strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, this strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Love, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. No, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Joy, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. One more time. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.